You have a lot of options of where to set up your IRA account, but the number one thing I want you to think of is, where do I want to invest the money? That's the critical idea here of using an IRA. We want to invest and grow the account. So when you put your $7,000 annual contribution into the IRA, where am I going to go and invest it next? Now your choices boil down to 5 different categories of IRA providers, from a Fidelity to a Robinhood to a self-directed IRA provider like Directed IRA. But I want you to know, your IRA doesn't just have to buy a stock, bond, or a mutual fund. That might be the primary option on many of these places you could go, but your IRA can also own real estate. It could own crypto. It could own a small business or a startup. These are assets your IRA can actually own, but it's going to depend on the IRA company that you use. So let's break down the 5 different categories you have when choosing an IRA. Now, option number 1 is the one you've probably already know about, which is the Brokerage IRA. This is going to be your Fidelity or TD Ameritrade. Now, you can buy stocks, bonds, or mutual funds in a Brokerage IRA. You can also do options tradings or other types of more complex tradings with a Brokerage IRA product. The nice thing about them is they usually are no fee or low fee products. So you're not having a cost to annually maintain a brokerage account, but you are restricted to making only publicly traded investments. You can only buy essentially Wall Street type investments with the Brokerage IRA. All right, now the second category is going to be the FinTech IRA accounts. This is going to be like your Robinhoods of the world. The Brokerage IRAs are very financial services driven. The Robinhood IRA is very technology driven. And so while the technology might be great and the apps might be great, you're still getting the same brokerage products on a Robinhood IRA account. But if you're someone that likes technology, Robinhood's a great option. Also, if you're investing with lower amounts of money, you might want to start out with $100 or so. Robinhood could be a great place because they have low or no fee options, even for very small account balances. Now, the third option is actually one I like the least. This is the insurance company option. You can have an IRA with an insurance company like a New York Life. Now, when you have an IRA there, you're essentially going to be able to buy insurance products. Surprise, you're going to be able to buy annuities with your insurance company IRA. An annuity is something where you put money into and it grows tax deferred. You don't need to use the IRA account to do that. That's one of the uses of IRAs is I put my money in, no matter what I invest into, whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate, whatever it is I'm making money, it grows in the account and I don't pay tax. An annuity is just an insurance product that does the same thing as an IRA. I don't like using IRAs to buy annuities. A lot of financial advisors aren't really great on that and don't think it's a great strategy. It's kind of like wearing belt and suspenders. They're doing the same thing. Why are you wearing both? So that's the insurance company option. And most people that I run into that have an insurance company IRA account have it because someone sold it to them, who also happened to sell them the annuity that they bought with it. Now, the fourth option is your bank or credit union IRA. Now, this is a dangerous one. You've got to be very careful with this. A lot of banks and credit unions have what they call an IRA savings account. Now, that's right, an IRA savings account. My own daughter went and opened up an IRA. She's like, Dad, you talk about doing Roth IRAs. And this is when she was 16. This is 10 years ago before we had our company, Directed IRA. She's like, so I went to the bank and I opened up an IRA and they put the money in a savings account. I had to go into the bank with my daughter and say, what is this? How come she can't at least buy an ETF or a stock? And they're like, oh no, this is an IRA savings account. It's just in a savings account. And I'm like, what's the rate of return on that? It's like 0.01% interest return for the savings account. I'm like, you've got to be insane. The whole purpose of an IRA is a tax advantage growth. I need to invest the account and get investment growth for it to benefit me at all. So putting your money into a savings account is totally a dumb idea with your IRA. You want to invest and grow it. The way you build wealth in your IRA or in any investment accounts is to actually invest and grow it. So do not put money in simply a savings account. So if you do a bank or credit union, make sure you are getting a brokerage IRA with them. So you're at least going to have the Wall Street brokerage product options of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Now, the fifth option, which is my favorite, is the self-directed IRA. This is an IRA account provider that lets your IRA invest into real estate. It could private money lend. It can invest in a private company, a private fund, a small business, a startup, crypto. These are all non-publicly traded assets. A lot of people don't think about for IRAs, but actually your IRA can own these assets, but you don't get it in an insurance company. You don't get it in a broker-dealer IRA. You need to get what's called a self-directed IRA. And that's what our company, Directed IRA, does. We have $2 billion in assets, almost 20,000 clients who use their IRA account to buy real estate, to buy a small business, to buy a private fund, or invest in crypto. And so if those are the assets you want as an investment in your IRA, you're going to need a self-directed IRA provider. Now, a self-directed IRA is going to be more costly. A lot of the accounts I've mentioned here, the brokerage account, even the bank or credit union account, as long as you maintain a minimum balance, there's typically no fee fees to those types of IRA accounts. But when you get to the self-directed IRA category, you are going to have annual fees there because there's no brokerage fees, there's no payment for order flow that a self-directed IRA provider gets. Also, they're unique assets, a little more complicated. So you're going to plan on spending maybe $400, $500 a year in annual fees for a self-directed IRA. So there's more cost to it, but I get greater investment options. Now you can learn more about self-directed IRAs in my video here, where I break down what's possible and how you actually open up and invest a self-directed IRA. All right, now let's run back through the 5 options and talk about the one you should use in your specific situation. The first one, the brokerage. This is really for the traders, someone who really likes to be into public markets, following what's going on in the stock market. You know the investment options you want is stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, or maybe you're doing options or other more complex investments. I would look to using a brokerage IRA product. The second one is the FinTech. Maybe you're doing smaller dollar amounts, or you like the ease and use of having an app on your phone to look at what's going on or to automate some savings. The FinTech options, the Robinhoods of the world, are a great place to go. Next, the insurance company. I'm not really a huge proponent of that. That's the option you go to when an insurance company person sells it to you. The fourth option, the bank or credit union IRA. I like this if it's linked to your banking. Maybe you bank at Wells Fargo or you bank at JP Morgan and you want to automate some money to go over, or maybe you're going to be in and out of some stocks or mutual funds and you want to move it over to cash. The bank IRAs are a great option for you there, and in many ways they function like a brokerage IRA, but make sure you don't set up an IRA savings account. Okay. And I don't know that you should be buying CDs either. Why would you go open up an IRA account and do a CD? There's only so much you can make on those. There's a maximum interest that they pay out. Look to invest for the long haul with your IRA. You can invest in mutual funds or index funds or other investments that are going to have better long-term growth than a savings account or a CD. So just a word of caution on the bank or credit unions. They might just want you to drop it in a savings account or buy a CD. Be careful of those options. And the last option, the self-directed IRA, is for those of you that want to buy alternative assets. You're already like, I've got too much money in the stock market, or I don't believe in Wall Street, or I believe real estate's going to do better. I've got a small business opportunity. There's a private fund I think is going to get better returns, the S&P 500 fund. That is when you should look at a self-directed IRA option. And at Directed IRA, we can help you every day of the week on this. You can book a call with our team. We'll go over the options and how you set up the account, get funds transferred over, or make your new contributions. Now, you might use a couple of these options. I use a self-directed IRA. I have a couple of different self-directed IRA accounts. I also have a brokerage IRA account. That's fine. You could be using multiple options here. Or maybe you graduate. You start with the FinTech IRA, like a Robinhood account, and you graduate to a brokerage account because you want to be more active in your trading, or you want more complex options. Or maybe you graduate into a self-directed IRA because you want to invest in alternative assets. So the account provider you're using, you can change. So if I'm at Fidelity with a brokerage IRA and I want to self-direct and buy real estate with my IRA now, you can just move the account. You transfer the funds from the Fidelity IRA over to your self-directed IRA. There's no fees or penalty or taxes to move accounts from an IRA, say at Fidelity, to a directed IRA, or an IRA at Robinhood to your JP Morgan IRA. These are all tax-free transfers, no penalties. So you always have the options to move around within the same type of IRA account. I hope this video helped you decide where to set up your IRA account as you're building long-term wealth using the #1 tax advantage tool out there, the IRA. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm coming back with more tips and strategies on how to save taxes, protect assets, and build wealth. I'm Matt Sorensen, here to help you on your wealth building journey. We'll see you next time.